let's have a look at how you administer the identity options when you're using a claims site. So let's log into the site and we'll see the message that the user's prompted with, and we can see how we can change that option. So I'm going to log into the site, and you'll see that we get a chooser here, and the chooser says I can use Windows Live or a domain that I've got, for example. Now if you only have one, if you're not going to allow Windows Live, you might have turned it on for testing, but now you're going to use your domain. You can avoid the user being prompted with this dialog box. So I'll just close my site. I'm going to go across to my administration machine that I've got my Azure Access Control namespace logged in here. So if we have a look at the relaying parties, we'll see that we have our different relaying parties, and if I go into there, we'll have the option of specifying the identity providers. So if you only have the one, you can turn off the other identity provider. So I'm going to turn off Live. Now you'll need to do that for the login for the public site, those two logins. So I'm going to do that for those two. And then I'll do it for the returning private site, so every time the user logs in. So this will be the Windows Live ID here that I'm turning off for this one. So I'll save that now. Alright, so that's my change made. Let's go and test the login. So I'll go to my AX machine. Let's get our URL, and I'm going to go and browse to the site. So if we hit the site now, the user doesn't get prompted to select the type, the domain type. They're just going to have to go straight into putting in their user. So let's do that. And then they can log back in. So that just makes it a little easier for the user to log in. They're not prompted, they don't have to make a decision, they're just going to get straight in. So that'd be helpful if you only have the one authentication provider, just to avoid support calls on asking what does the user need to pick in that particular case. So that's how you turn it off. So just as a quick recap, you can find that in your access control namespace, and you want to do it on your relaying parties, and then you want to just turn off which identity providers, or turn on which identity providers you want to have for the user when they log